Ladies and gentlemen, this is the RHO nobody buys. But when I drop this video, that's all going to change. You guys like how I just changed the color, right? I grabbed the wrong keys and now I have the right truck. I did borrow this one and that forest blue over there from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram here in Sandy, Utah. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker for this molten red one here. And then we're gonna go for a quick drive because I wanna show you guys something. At the very top is the description. Base price is $73,795. And then this is a short listing of the standard features. You guys saw the molten red, pearl is the paint. You'll see that here in a second again under the options because it is an additional cost of $295. Destination is $27.95 with a total price of $77,110. And then here is the fuel economy. Now, as promised, I want to go for a quick drive because I want to show you guys. They have two Serrano green, I believe that is. RHO's right there. There's 1, 2 right there. And then the one I drove over, this is a level 1, which is a $10,000 package. We're back over at the main lot. You guys will see there's a red RHO right there. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it. You guys see right here? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. They did sell a couple of them this week basically. So that's pretty much all they have. Now here's what you have to understand. All of these RHOs are missing the level 1 equipment group. And so what's really interesting is this. A lot of you guys complain about pricing, right? You guys say these trucks are way too expensive. Well, I see a bunch of RHOs here without that $10,000 package and they're sitting. So my humble opinion is this is the perfect time to start looking at RHOs without that level 1 equipment group because these trucks are sitting a little bit longer, and when you see what you get a part of this package, it's shocking that these are still here. Because if I were to show you a Ram Rebel, let's see if I can find one real quickly. That's a Warlock. That's a built to serve. I'm looking at the bumpers. I just saw one too. Right here. This Rebel cost $74,865. It doesn't have the high output. It's not even available. You can get the V8 now, which is nice. And it also does not have the upgraded rear end. And let's not forget about the suspension, the 35s, the wide body. I mean, there's so much that this truck gives you that makes this a huge bargain. And I would 100% skip the Rebel. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna wash this truck because it's really dirty, and I wanna show you guys this molten red when it's all clean. I figured I'd drive it first really quickly. So again, as I said earlier, same tires, same suspension, which is the Bilstein Blackhawks. Has a squared body on them, and you have all the drive modes. Let's see here. Let's see which one we want to play with today. So we're in auto. Let's go and put it in sport. You guys see it changes pretty much all the dynamics for the steering, brakes, suspension. When you give it the juice like this thing is, because it's an inline 6, it sounds really good. Holds the gears for you, so it does change the transmission tuning a little bit. And when you give it the juice again, I mean, this thing is fast. It's not TRX fast, but it's fast for what it is. And it's very comfortable. Quiet, I would say, for 35s. Seating position is really comfortable. Let's pop the hood and talk about this high output Hurricane. There ain't nothing touching this at this price point. Nothing. Name me another mid-size pickup truck that has 540 horsepower, 521 pound-feet of torque, 28 pounds of boost in this segment at this price point. Even when Chevy and GMC introduced their 6.6 liter, it will not have this kind of power. I'm willing to bet you 540 horsepower of a V8, that ain't happening unless it's twin turbo. Now, all that power goes through a reliable 8 HP 75 transmission, and this thing does have the upgraded Dana rear end. So I've seen guys say this truck can handle 1,000 horsepower. Not saying it's true, but there are people out there putting that kind of power down out of this engine. So we'll have to wait and see how reliable it is. Now, you guys see here, you do get blessed with this intake system here, and I would say that this is pretty nice. It looks like a Banks filter for sure, because you guys see how far apart the pleats are. So this is definitely going to give you some extra performance gains, and it is connected with this hood scoop. That's functional. I like that. Also clearance lights here. Now real quickly, let's talk about this suspension. You guys see there, Bilstein shocks. It says active terrain dynamic, so continuously variable suspension. It has spool valves. You guys see there too, overbuilt A-arms, and it looks like a cast steer knuckle in there. You also have these external reservoirs tucked away back there for protection. Also, there's a plastic liner, and then here's a quick peek at the tires, which are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory ATs LT 325/65/18, and these are basically 34.6 inches tall, 12.8 inches wide, so they're a beefy tire. And if you care to see the capacity, you guys see right there, it says 3,195 pounds of capacity at 60, or is that 50? That's 50 psi. 6 lug, and here's that side view. As I said, wide body, can't get that on a Rebel, just saying. And you can see the clearance lights on the side of the fender flares. You guys also can tell tons of protection down there. Premium lighting comes standard on the base RHO 2. Recovery hooks, front parking sensors, adaptive cruise control. There's just no 360 camera, but for 2027, that's all gonna change. Here's that hood. Love the black mirror caps. You guys see some of that like sparkles, that's a metallic flake, and hopefully you guys can see that flake in this pearl paint. Molten red is definitely a good alternative, especially with all the black. You see the black down below? You cannot delete that, however. So I think you have what, 13 inches out front, 14 inches out back for suspension travel. So this is a beast. Smart key system is still there, by the way. There is a liner in the rear. Sometimes those Raptors don't give you liners, by the way. Just saying, more clearance lights there. Also, you have clearance lights in the center because of how wide this thing is. It's 6 inches wider than a regular Ram truck. Off-road bumpers, they do give you the recovery hooks built into the receiver hitch, and there's your spare tire. And 392 rear. Also, you can see the Bilstein shock in the center there. Just a basic one. They're not going to give you those really nice ones because you can't see it anyways. And I believe that is a matching wheel too, by the way. But I'm pretty sure you guys are ready to see the interior. So let me just wrap up. Full LED taillights. This is assisted. There's no power in the bed, but you do have the bed lights, incandescent bulbs up top, and power sliding glass with defrost in the rear. LED license plate lights. Now here's where I was all mixed up at on this base RHO. I thought that you weren't going to get any of this really nice suede leather on the door. You still have power folding mirrors. Also, I was really shocked to see these seats. For some weird reason, I thought that they really dressed down the RHO for that base price, right? Of course, with destination and the color you choose. But reality is, this ain't that bad. The only thing I'll point out is the dash is definitely different, and that is a big deal. And this does have the Alpine sound system, which I would not be upset with. That sound system sounds pretty dang good. Power pedals, and you do have a 12-way driver and I believe passenger seat. Now there are a few differences. Now if you do stick around on the channel. I am going to be doing a comparison with level 1, the new level package that's coming for 2027, and obviously the base. That way you can see the differences. But regardless of how you look at it, this truck does give you a lot of niceties. You don't have any heated outboard back seats, and ventilated seats are not available on this truck either. But if I were in the market for a really nice half-ton, this would definitely fit the bill, because after discounts you can probably get this for under 70 grand. 12-inch display, you still have the black liner with the lights there, and they still give you the really nice suede and leather on the center console. Shows you some of the specs for the engine there and the VIN number. But yeah, what do you guys think? You cannot get the red interior accents without that level 1 though. That's kind of sucky. 12-inch display, no heads up. HomeLink is still here. You still have the LED interior lights. So this is basically like a Laramie truck, I would say. Auto dimming mirror, so you don't have the camera for that either. And I would say that the level 1 basically makes it a limited, okay? Because again, as I said on the outside, you only have a backup camera. They don't even give you a front camera, which I would think on a Baja truck, I would want at least a front camera. Dual climate control is still there. And as I say, you only have heated seats and a heated steering wheel, which for some people, that might be enough. Navigation is on here. You do have more auxiliary switches without that 14.5-inch display. And when you go with the level 1, you get the dual chargers. I'll show you all of those things in the next video that I do. You guys also see here, you have a rear locker. I didn't mention that on the outside. I like the perforated leather here. They still have the best center console. It just works. There is a power plug in there. But yeah, overall, I would say Ram is at the top of the list when it comes down to just overall. For what you're getting for the money, I think they are just top of the list. It's hard to beat a Ram RHO. And for 2027, Ford is actually doing a even more affordable Raptor because of this truck. So that's something else to consider too. But if you are in the market, they have quite a bit of RHOs here. And when the time comes, when these trucks start selling, you're gonna see them get sold out. And then again, this is a good time to get deals. I wouldn't buy one of these without getting at least 10 grand off. That's where I'm starting at. I'm not going any lower than that. So I would come here, sharpen my pencil. I mean, I don't know if 10 grand is what you can get. I've never tried to get a pencil on one of these, but I would say because of what I've seen in the past for Ram trucks, I would be definitely out here trying to get a good deal on one of these, because they have a bunch of them here. And like I said, people who can afford these trucks are probably skipping these because they want that level 1 equipment group, because you get massage seats and a lot of other nice things. Lastly, here's the numbers on the door. The gross axle weight rating up front is going to be 4,300 pounds. The rear is 4,200 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is 7,800 pounds. 18/9 wide wheels. And payload is 1,507 pounds. So 38 PSI all the way around. Now, if you want the B-Locks as a standalone, because sometimes people really do build these trucks and buy them to actually go off-road with. So if you want to air down, you can actually get the B-Locks without getting level 1. And I'm glad that Ram did that, because in a lot of cases, Ford pretty much handcuffs you to get the 37 package to get B-Locks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. See you guys soon.